campus, your station, your voice. We are live from South by Southwest Sydney today. I'm Elena and I'm joined by Giovanna. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. And today we're here to interview Daniel, who is actually the head of the project's National Youth Collective. And before we were talking to Anju, who's also part of that, and we were talking to her about like what it's really like growing up online, the challenges, the pressure, and the power of young people and their voices in shaping a better and safer internet. So Daniel, can you start by explaining what Project Rocket Collective is and what it's about?
Very good question. Project Rocket's National Youth Collective is sort of born out of the organisation's 20-year history of working with young people to sort of address their issues, particularly around bullying, hate and prejudice, but also just really to amplify their voice. And out of the work that we've been doing, the National Youth Collective is formed, which is actually a group of about 50 young people who come together to work on a range of different projects with us. So rather than just meeting on a regular basis, young people will nominate and do work with organisations like Meta, like Roblox, but also, working with other government organisations to advise them, or also being part of a group called Future Generation Social Impact Investment and helping them make decisions about which organisations they should fund.
Oh, wow, that's whoa. Yeah. So like Roblox
even Roblox, and that was a great little project because Roblox came along and said, look, we're interested in civility. We understand that our platform needs to have more, needs to respond to the needs of children and young people. So we were able to get together in a room, 40 young people that were sort of aged 10 to 14. And then we had 8 members of the National Youth Collective working with Project Rocket presenters, because obviously we do workshops in schools across the country, to come together to do some co-design work to think about how can we make games on Roblox that are not just safer, but also are more fun and really meeting the needs of what young people are interested in.
Oh, that's awesome.
Can you explain us, like, from the beginning to the end, how that goes? Like, how one idea actually start to be reality?
Yeah, so it happens in different ways, but the way we're really working towards doing it is creating a space where young people can generate their own ideas and really connect to those. So one of the best examples has been that we had some blue sky sessions. So at different points in time, we'll just bring young people together to have a bit of a brainstorm. What are the key issues in your life? What's going on? Out of one of those, the young people were like, oh, we'd really love to actually share our voice through the written word. And they pointed out that they felt that our news and article section didn't really have enough young people's voices in it. And so we said, oh, okay, then. And we created a part of our website to be a blog, which the young people called Our Collective Voice. And we've now set it up so that we have an editorial team of about 10. We have 1 and 2 of the young people take on sort of lead editorial positions, and they take submissions from any young people, and we publish those and pay those young people $50 for every piece of work that they actually publish on our website.
Oh, that's great, because not many companies do the same thing. They telling that they're doing, but they're not. Like, that's very great.
Yeah, I think so. I think the important thing is to think about, it's not just about saying, oh, we're doing co-design. It's really, there's something about the execution. There's something about the environment that Project Rocket brings that means that there really is a trust and a desire to say to young people, we're here to support you. We recognize that in doing some of these things for the first times, you might make mistakes, but we're going to do our best to sort of really help you and elevate you and make sure that you can give your very best in all of these kinds of situations.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And so like there are many organizations that claim to like kind of be youth-led or have youth councils. So what makes your model different? And yeah, like what does make it different, you think?
I think what really makes it different is that we work to this set of principles that we've developed quite a few years ago, and we really abide to them very strongly. So, it's things like every hour of contribution that young people make, we're going to pay them. So Anju was up here. Anju's here part of the event. We're paying her to be part of here and to do this work, because we can't get the lived experience of someone like Anju, who's grown up in India and traveled the world and come here and lived in Australia from anywhere else. So I think that kind of approach, the humility to understand that, and a willingness to give up some of the power that we have, like that's what adults don't do. We talk about empowering young people, but at Project Rocket, as well as empowering young people, we're realizing that we have to let go of a bit of that power so that they can fill that space.
Yeah, they can like start to become leaders and become their own, like, if
yeah,
that makes sense.
Exactly right. And so it really is a case of doing things together and in concert. But but also recognizing that young people are still developing. So our CEO, Lucy Thomas, and co-founder, she will spend time, like there's been 2 or 3 meetings for our group of young people who are on a panel today, working and supporting and helping them get to a point where they can really thrive and excel in that panel, rather than just putting them up on stage and saying, go for it, when anyone that's doing it for the first time needs that support.
No, 100%.
So you are in position now, because of all experience, to give one piece of advice to people who work with young people. What kind of advice would you give to them? Like, what is the most important thing when you're working with smart young people?
I think the main thing that I always want to say to people is you need to trust young people, but also recognize that your job is to actually not come up with the ideas, to not lead it, but to create the space in which young people can then be safe and share of their experience and create the ideas and the things that they want. And that's what we don't do enough of. We often come in and go, oh, the adults have come up with a great idea. Can the young people now do this for us? And there's value in that. I'm not saying that's not a bad model, but I think we need to rise up above that and work out how we continually have the young people involved in the decision-making process and in the creation process, right through from the beginning to the end.
Oh, sounds so challenging.
Oh,
It's not too challenging.
well, thank you so much for being here today, Daniel. And yeah, we're gonna check out more of South by Southwest today. So thank you, Daniel.
Thank you very
Nice
much.
seeing you. And that's TAFE Radio. More coming from South by Southwest. Yay!
Thank you so much.